Hey folks, Mr. Walsh here in my kitchen. I'm talking about something you can do to conduct some experiments yourself at home next week. I'll be showing videos with Mr. Stover of those experiments, but if you want to do them yourself, it's pretty sweet. And this is going to be showing how to make a cabbage juice pH indicator, which could be used to look at the amount of carbon dioxide in your breath and how that might change during experimenting that we do next week. You can also use it to look at other kind of cool things. So I'm going to show you here how to make the pH indicator if you want to do it at home with your parents. It's pretty straightforward. So the first thing you need is a blender. Okay, so once you got your blender, the next thing you're going to need is some red cabbage. So I got right here. Okay, so you get red cabbage. You can buy the whole cabbage. You don't need a whole cabbage. You can eat the rest of it. It's good on tacos. Cabbage tacos, yeah, but a little bit on top. Okay, so you take some cabbage leaves, put them in the blender. You want about like a quarter of the cabbage, but I like to strip out the whole leaves, kind of just break them up and stuff them into your blender. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in water, a couple cups of water, okay? But it needs to be boiling water, hot water. So be careful with that. So get your kettle, heat up some water, and then here I've got my boiling water. That should be pretty good. Okay, so got a few cups in there, maybe 3 cups. It's about 3.5 cups I put in there. It doesn't have to be super accurate, but put the boiling water in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to blend it. Now, when you're blending hot water, you got to be really careful. That's again why I want you to work with your parents on this. So I got an oven mitt, towel. Okay, just be very cautious because water can splatter out with blenders, particularly when it's boiling hot. So now, put my Put my lid on there, and then I'm going to put the oven mitt on there and that towel, okay? And so I'm also going to hold this down because it could spurt up, so I'm just going to kind of gently hold it down, turn it on, and pop that baby up. Okay. Cabbage smoothie. Yum, yum. Warm cabbage smoothie. Even better. No, you're not going to drink it. You're going to let that sit until it cools down. Okay, so you're just going to let it chill and relax and cool. So I'm going to speed up the process here, but I just want you just let it sit and cool, and then you do this next step. So for the next step, you need to strain the cabbage out of the water. Okay, and so you could use a coffee filter to do that. You could use a strainer to do that. You could use a paper towel over like a colander or some other strainer that has larger holes, but you want to get the little cabbage bits out of there. So you strain that out into a jar or a bowl, and then you let it cool. And what you'll end up with is this juice, and this is this cabbage juice. And what's kind of cool about cabbage juice is it's actually chemically, it'll change color depending on how acidic or basic something is. So if I take some of this cabbage juice, I put a little bit in a test tube, and then I add a little bit of vinegar. Ooh, color change. I take the same cabbage juice and I add a little bit of a base like baking soda. Ooh, color change. So you can go online and look up other information about using cabbage juice to explore different acids and bases around the home. Kind of a fun thing. Just work with your parents on that because again, some chemicals within our home are very dangerous, which I'm sure you know. Okay, so if you want to fully participate in next week, you don't need to do this. We're going to make a video about it, but I think it's really awesome to do things yourself and experiment a little bit, have some fun with this, check it out. Try making some cabbage pH indicator. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your cabbage blender, cabbage smoothie. Just kidding. You don't need to eat it. I mean, I'm not going to stop you from eating it, but you don't need to. Bye.